Hey, you guys, I'm Shantae Paul.
And I'm Kip Paul, and welcome to Healthish Nation.
This is season 2, episode
10.
Wow, 10, Dad? Are you sure?
Yeah, moving right along.
Okay, you guys, look, wow. We are just so honored today to be with our next guest. He is a very special guest. We have some family history with this man.
Yes, we do. I have to say, I am just a little overwhelmed. Shantae keeps surprising me every time I look up, and this is someone I haven't seen in quite a while, and to see him now brings back some fond memories, but we'll tell that story later.
Okay, look, and it is a story you do not want to miss. Right. So let's go ahead and slide on over to our special guest, and his name is Ned Andree.
Good morning.
Welcome to Healthish, Ned.
Oh, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yes, Ned. We're so thankful to have you.
Yes, we are.
First of all, Ned, we at Healthish, we just want to know, what is your occupation and what is it that you're doing now in the community?
Okay, well, I'm a retired teacher, so I put 30 years in the public schools, and I was a wrestling coach, and I was coaching.
Yes, you were.
But that's how I got to know the Paul family.
Yes.
Mike
Awesome.
Paul, he wrestled
Absolutely
for me. And he was
awesome.
he was a state qualifier. He went to the state of Michigan. One of the best wrestlers in the state of Michigan.
Oh,
It's
wow.
fantastic.
So that's a major accomplishment, huh, Father?
Yeah, he was second, 152
Oh,
pounds,
so he was
I
second.
believe. Yeah, he's running up, state running up. But he was Grand Valley national champion.
Oh, okay.
Let's not forget that.
And he also went into the MMA.
Yes, he did.
Okay, so he was...
But we're talking about Mr. Ned.
We sure are.
That's right.
So, Ned, go ahead and continue with your venture.
Yeah, so currently I'm a retired teacher, and I've got a couple businesses. I own some income property in the community, and so that keeps me busy. I'm a landlord, and I also have launched a new business that I'll be revealing next year.
Okay, sounds great, Ned. You sound like a man that wears many hats.
I do.
Okay, so we at Healthish want to know, how do you feel that health affects our community as a whole?
Okay, I think it's vitally important. It plays a comprehensive role in our lives. I come from the coaching background, so I was always very physically fit myself. And then, of course, I tried to pass that on to my athletes and even to my students in the classroom. Because those who are healthy, well-rested, well-fed, emotionally cared for, spiritually cared for, they are better in school academically, and just their relationships and their family life and community life, it's all around better.
So when you say you were a wrestling coach.
That's right.
So when you were in high school, did you happen to wrestle?
I did wrestle, yep. I wrestled at 145 pounds.
Okay. Wow, that is inspiration in itself, right? Wanting to do something that you've done and take it to the youth, right?
That's exactly
We firmly
right.
believe in that. So, Father, we're wondering from you.
Basically, I want to say to Healthish Nation, I witnessed Ned do something, I want to say about 18 years ago, that it's a lasting impact on myself, and I would say my son, and pretty much everyone that was in the gym, including the young man that he did it with. And I'll be brief. Ned was a wrestling coach of some youth at Crestwood Middle School. One of the young males had lost his match in Granville, and he took his headgear off and threw it down. Now, in my day, a coach would have been very upset, maybe even using some language, and would have ordered that kid to go and shake the kid's hands and many other things. Mr. Ned over here walked over to the kid. He didn't say a single word. He helped him put his headgear back on. He put his arm around him, and he walked with him over to the opposing side's bench, and together they shook the coach and the wrestler that the kid had lost to hand, and then he went back to his bench. There was just a feeling in the gym. Everyone in the gym was packed that saw that, knew they had just witnessed something absolutely fantastic because, like I said, he is a coach in a sport that is high impact, high attitude, and it is just, a lot of high energy. And rather than using testosterone, he used grace, he used empathy, and he used a will and a sense to teach and have a teachable moment with the young man to let him know something about sportsmanship and life, I might add, on how to handle himself in situations where you don't have the outcome come out the way that you think. I will never forget Mr. Ned, and I'm applauding him again.
Yes.
He is not only a great man, but he is a great human being.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Ned, I want to say that in a situation like that, with people watching you and just like absorbing that moment, because you would have to have been there to feel that whole impactful moment, right?
Yes.
For you to be so graceful in your decision to not go further behavior-wise and show this young man you can do better than what you just did in a way to where it's not making him look bad or making him look any worse than he probably already was.
Right.
And I just want to say to you, me and my father and Healthish, we both appreciate you for taking such a stance in such a dynamic situation. I mean, what words do you have to say after hearing my father speak these words to you?
It really means a lot to hear that coming from Mr. Paul, one of my former wrestlers. But, that was a memory that I had kind of forgotten about. And when I walked in today, he told me the story, and it just came immediately. I remembered the story. I remember the kid and his name and everything. And to watch him slam down his headgear, stomp off the mat, you don't just represent yourself. You represent your family. You represent your coach.
That's right.
You represent your school.
Yep.
And we're trying to train these young men in sportsmanship. And so I did exactly as he said. I went over to him. I just put my arm around him, helped him put his headgear back on, and we walked over there, and we made sure that he did what he was supposed to do, because I've always instructed my wrestlers, you win with grace and you lose with grace.
And sometimes when we do things in life and we're just so used to doing those type of things, we might not always remember everything about it,
Yeah,
and you never know.
I want to interrupt and say something in a pre-interview situation that Ned confided in me about. One of the reasons why he was able to do that, part of it is where you come from. He had a father that was that way with him. And that's important in our community because, I have to say, where this took place, I don't think that people would have thought that would have been the outcome of what they saw.
Okay.
And to see a young African American male coach, and then his players, team, were young African American men, and then to not even use words. He didn't use a single word. He didn't say one word. That's the biggest impact on me. It's just what he did.
Right. Actions speak louder than words at times, right?
How he handled it. I will never forget it. Ever.
Okay. Well, that's such a major impact. What I'm wondering, Ned, since you're retired and just everything like that, you have so many hats and you're just busy all the time. What is your diet like?
Okay, well, I'll go even back to the coaching there. What I've always told my wrestlers when they wrestle, because wrestling is incredibly high intensity.
Yes.
You absolutely have to feel your body. And a lot of these young people, they're coming to me, and I've got them in the gym running and lifting and push-ups and wrestling, which is incredibly intense. I've always instructed them that your diet is incredibly important. So a lot of these kids were coming in off the highly processed food, the pizza dough, and the chips and the grease and all of this kind of stuff. And
empty calories.
Empty calories.
Empty calories is what that's called, Father?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So what I would get to the parents first.
Okay.
Mom, you're going to play an incredibly important role in your athlete's life.
Yes.
Here's what I need from you. I need healthy food.
Yes.
And a lot of the parents didn't have a complete understanding themselves. Well, I don't know about these fancy diets and this and that and the other. So here's one of the things that I always would tell them. Look, if you don't know, here's what you need to do. Eat colorfully.
Mm-hmm.
Eat colorfully. Blueberries are blue because they contain a mineral or vitamin that no other plant contains.
Oh, wow.
And red peppers are red because they contain a mineral, a vitamin that no other plant. So you need to eat yellow foods and green foods and blue foods. And why is eggplant so good for you? Because it's purple. Nothing else has that vitamin, that mineral. So that was my number one rule. Eat whole foods. Eat colorful foods. And be careful with portion size.
Right.
You know, my rule of thumb was always, this is the portion size that you're supposed to be eating. The size of your fist. Not the meat and then the potatoes and everything all included. You really should just be eating about a fistful of food.
Wow.
Portion size / serving is really important. When it says 340 calories, you need to read the small fine print. It says 340 calories per serving. So if you eat 2, that doubles what that count is.
That's
very,
absolutely right.
very important what he just said.
It's very
Wow.
important. So what I would always see with my athletes, and even in my own life, is that when I eat properly, then I have the fuel. My body has the fuel it needs. It clarified my thinking. It stabilizes my mood and emotions.
Yes.
It's better for me spiritually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a comprehensive part of what we're doing.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. Well, at this time, Ned, we just want to induct you into Healthish Nation. What we usually do is we give our guests a Healthish Nation t-shirt. This says, I am Healthish, and you are that, sir. Welcome to Healthish Nation.
Yes, we welcome you into Healthish Nation,
Well,
Ned.
And thank you for coming on the show.
What a pleasure.
We
Once
so
you become a part of Healthish Nation, you are our family, so we know you by name.
Yes.
And that's just how we go about doing things. Is there any final commentary you would like to share with anyone on this episode?
Well, absolutely. I was talking to Shantae on the phone, and we were discussing the comprehensive nature of health. And one of the things that I'm really looking at in the community today, I want to live long enough to leave a legacy to my own children. So your own health and your nutrition, it's an important part of generational wealth. Because most people build wealth in the latter stages of life. So if you die early for poor health, you're not able to pass down to your children a home that's been paid off. You're not able to get a good life insurance policy. The company doesn't insure you. So one of the things that I've done is I've been a landlord and I've invested in property and all these things. I want to pass generational wealth down to my children.
That's awesome.
And health is an important part of that concept.
Well, we thank you once again, Ned, for coming on to the show.
Yeah.
This man is incredible.
Yes, he is. Don't forget to follow us
On Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you guys. Oh my gosh, this week, Friday, we have another Healthish walk that we will be doing at the Boys and Girls Club on Straight Street, you guys. So, me and my father will be giving away a Thanksgiving basket.
Come and get your ticket.
In order for you to be in a running for such a contest, you got to come and do the Healthish walk. It's only a 30-minute walk, you guys. It starts at noon and it ends at 12:30. But at 12:25, we will have a winner of our Thanksgiving basket, you guys. And we are just so thankful for you guys watching our show. And remember,
It's
not selfish, being healthish. See you guys this week, Friday. Bye-bye.